have an update on the drowning Malcolm-Jamal Warner. Now, according to ABC7, they stated that Malcolm-Jamal Warner had drowned while he was on vacation in Costa Rica. Now, the article goes on to say that Warner had drowned off the coast of Costa Rica on
believed to be true, but realized wasn't.
Well, as one of the main opponents of the Illuminati, I always wanted to know what information they had that
it's fragile, and in the blink of an eye,
you never know.
You never know. So speaking of legacy, what do you hope that your legacy is going to be?
There is part of me that I will be able to leave this earth.
Katt Williams has been saying it for years. If you don't play the game in Hollywood, especially as a black man, they'll shut the door on you real quick. And when you look at Malcolm-Jamal Warner's career, that theory hits hard. Malcolm didn't chase fame or sell out for clout. He straight up turned down roles that made black men look goofy on purpose. He refused to wear a dress or play the clown just to get ahead. And guess what? That choice cost him. Not because he lacked talent, nah, he had it all. But he didn't play by their twisted rules, so they pushed him to the side. Now that he's gone, suddenly the media and celebrities are calling him a legend, saying he was so underrated. But where were they when he needed that support while he was still here? Where was all that love when Malcolm was out here doing real work, on his own terms? This ain't about some wild conspiracy or secret clubs. It's about patterns that keep showing up. Katt Williams has been calling this out for years, warning everyone how the industry treats people who dare to say no and won't fall in line.
Rican Beach, where officials say a dangerous rip current swept away Malcolm-Jamal Warner. The Cosby Show star drowning in secluded paradise on Sunday.
What makes that beach so treacherous? You know, it's similar to other beaches where there are strong rip currents that are deceiving.
Mike Geist helps run a volunteer lifeguard organization here. He says while no lifeguards were on duty that day, Geist's friend, who happens to be a trained lifeguard, was there to surf and discovered Warner.
Completed this morning, according to authorities, Tom, and they say that it confirmed that Warner's drowning was, in fact, an accident. Tom?
Jesse Kirsch for us tonight. Jesse, thank you.
So let's really dig into what Katt's been exposing, what Malcolm actually stood for, and why all this sudden praise only came flooding in after he passed. Malcolm-Jamal Warner, who the world knew as Theo Huxtable from The Cosby Show, tragically passed on July 20th, 2025. He was enjoying a family vacation in Limon, Costa Rica, swimming with his 8-year-old daughter, when they got caught in a dangerous rip current. That beach is known for rough currents, and to make it worse, there were no lifeguards on duty that day.
I've spent, so much of the early part of my life listening to being celebrated on one hand, but paying way too much attention to the
local officials had moved resources to other beaches after some recent incidents, leaving this one uncovered when it mattered most. Surfers nearby spotted Malcolm and his daughter fighting to stay above water. One surfer managed to save the little girl, while another rushed in to help Malcolm. But by the time emergency crews arrived, it was too late. They couldn't bring him back. Malcolm died from drowning, and the man who tried to save him was rushed to the hospital in critical condition. Malcolm's autopsy report came out later and confirmed it. His death was a tragic accident. What made his passing hit so deep is that Malcolm was one of the few Hollywood child stars who never lost his way.
First things we saw when we pulled up to the beach, signs in Spanish and English warning people about potentially hazardous conditions. This sign even giving a roadmap for how to escape a rip.
He stayed solid, never sold out, never compromised who he was. Not for fame, not for money, not for nothing. He built his empire from the ground up. A self-made multimillionaire, Emmy-nominated actor, Grammy-winning musician, respected poet, director, and true activist. On top of all that, he was happily married with no divorces and a dedicated father with no messy headlines or drama behind the scenes. Everybody who worked with Malcolm had nothing but love for him. He was the real deal, a solid, grounded man who moved through life with confidence and class. But then, out of nowhere, he dies in a freak accident at 54. After years of staying healthy and drama-free, while on a dream vacation with his family.
Or even before conception, we were very clear we were having a girl. And I knew that I needed a girl first to kind of ease me into it, because I have a pretty good idea of what kind of father I would be. So I needed a girl to kind of, slow me down and warm, soften me up, if you will. So for me, raising my daughter, I came into...
It's heartbreaking. The only sad part about Malcolm's story is that it ended too soon because he mastered life while he was here. But we seriously need to talk about how Hollywood straight up ghosted him while he was alive. And now? Katt Williams' warnings are hitting different. Malcolm didn't fall off. Let's get that straight. He just didn't bow down to the Hollywood circus. After The Cosby Show, he could have taken over. Big network deals, flashy sitcoms, goofy blockbuster roles. But he chose a different path. Malcolm stayed low-key on purpose. Every move was intentional.
To fatherhood already with a certain maturity and certain understanding of male-female dynamics. And with a girl, all of that starts with the father. So I've always, since I literally pulled her out of...
He turned down roles that made black men look foolish or like walking cartoons. No dresses, no clown behavior, no tapping into tired stereotypes. He wanted to show something real, something honest. And that's exactly where Katt Williams comes in. Katt's been shouting about this for years. In interviews, stand-up shows, and podcasts, he's exposed how black entertainers get boxed into roles. And if you want to blow up, you're expected to play your part. Katt turned down those same trash roles, ugly suits, wild wigs, over-the-top buffoonery. And what happened? They branded him difficult, crazy, and unreliable just for standing on principle.
To make choices, I think it's not a biggest choice for others. I'm saying at the end of the day, Kevin doesn't have to worry about what people are going to say about him wearing a dress because of the long line of dress wearing people before him. So now we have Big Mama's house 1, 2, and 3. Yeah. I've never seen Medea in a pantsuit. I think she wears dresses. So now I'm saying, why are we picking on poor little Kevin Hart? Because it was his turn next.
Malcolm had the talent, the brains, and the discipline. But because he didn't fit Hollywood's formula and refused to act like a stereotype on camera, they kept him benched. But here's the thing. Malcolm wasn't chasing their approval. He didn't need Hollywood to thrive. He launched a podcast called Not All Hood, where he called out how the industry and mainstream media love to paint black folks like we're all one type. He wasn't having it. Instead of giving in to Hollywood's fake demands, Malcolm focused on real, meaningful work, projects rooted in social justice and education. He produced and acted in plays and documentaries that highlighted black history and tackled systemic racism head-on. Back in 2021, Malcolm dropped an op-ed for the Television Academy that shook some tables.
Some of us are against the Illuminati, and we are against the Illuminati at our own detriment. When people are against the Illuminati, then they get punched in the face all the time. The press hates them, and nobody likes them. End quote.
We all love Dave Chappelle.
Exactly. Dave Chappelle has never been a part of the Illuminati.
He straight up said that white network execs, writers, producers, and directors still control how black people are shown on TV. They're the gatekeepers, point blank. Malcolm wrote that even during those short cycles where black creatives get a little room to move and the illusion of control, the same tired stereotypes still show up. Even when black characters have good jobs or money, the storylines don't really change. He also didn't hold back when it came to modern rap and hip-hop. He called out the misogyny and toxic masculinity and demanded more accountability and healing in the culture. If you think Malcolm was just throwing around easy shots, think again. When that Kendrick versus Drake beef went viral last year, Malcolm spoke up loud. He called out how hip-hop only grabs mainstream attention when it's tied to something negative. So when Katt Williams says the industry only celebrates you when they can control your image, that's exactly what he's talking about. Malcolm wanted to show black men as smart, complex, and fully human. But people kept trying to lock him in that teen heartthrob box or offer him silly sidekick roles.
Never been a person that has been parodied 9 times on Saturday Night Live and yet never been invited other than me. I, at this point, take it as a badge of honor that they don't fuck with me. A lot of times when people are doing an impression of you, they're really showing you how they feel about you. You know what I mean? So for Saturday Night...
He wasn't having it. He said no to plenty of gigs that would have made him more famous, but at the cost of his self-respect. Meanwhile, other black actors from his era blew up by doing the complete opposite. A lot of folks leaned into the stereotypes, chased the big checks, and yeah, some made it work. But that was never Malcolm's vibe. He stayed true to himself, and that came with a price. In interviews, he even hinted that his own team told him he was too serious, not flashy enough. Basically, too black, too smart, too real. And after that, the call stopped. Just like Katt Williams has been warning, if you don't play the clown or go through the industry's humiliation rituals, they act like you don't exist.
Is combating the narrative of black life, black culture that the media focuses on. And
that we're all one thing.
Yeah, and the whole concept is, we're not all hood. The black community is not.
But now that Malcolm's gone, suddenly Hollywood and the media can't stop talking. Tributes everywhere, social media love, glowing articles calling him a legend and a pioneer. But where was all this while he was alive? Because he didn't chase the fame or fall into Hollywood's traps. The big platforms and award shows straight up ignored him.
Those words in hip hop because it's low-lying fruit. It's so easy. Everybody fucking does it to the point that it's corny. Like there are MCs who I love, who I cannot listen to anymore because I love J. Cole, but I had to stop listening to J. Cole because I got tired of hearing and
as much
every 2 sentences because he's proven himself to be such a incredible lyricist
that you think it's...
Now all of a sudden, streaming platforms are digging up unreleased projects with Malcolm's name on them. Networks are planning tribute specials, and celebs are flooding social media with emotional posts. Overnight, it's like he turned into the safe black icon everyone wants to praise. That's how the industry works. They don't honor you for being real or standing on principles while you're alive. They wait until it's convenient, until you can't speak up, and then flip your image for clout, brand points, and profit. Katt Williams warned us about this years ago. The system only gives black talent flowers when they can control the story, and when the person's not here to fight back.
Feel about the ritual. It's about just following the ritual work. Yeah. And so you can fool yourself into thinking there isn't one, but the evidence will be clear. So like when I be like, oh, these guys are wearing dresses. Everybody's like, oh, he keeps talking about people wearing dresses. No, it's not.
That is a weird thing.
It's not like that. Look at it from a different.
So ask yourself, is this real respect or just Hollywood doing what it always does? Now they're doing cleanup after the fact because Malcolm's whole career and his refusal to sell out made him a target for silence, not celebration. Malcolm-Jamal Warner wasn't just another celebrity. He was one of the very few who stayed grounded, spoke with purpose, and lived by his values in an industry that often rewards the exact opposite. He picked integrity over attention, purpose over popularity, and for that, they overlooked him. Until now. His death isn't just sad, it's a wake-up call. How often do we see someone in Hollywood walk that path and stay true? Almost never. Now it's your turn. Was Malcolm pushed aside for keeping it real? Why does it always take death for Hollywood to care? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button, and make sure to subscribe for more breakdowns like this. Catch you in the next one.